Hi folks, in my last video we had a look at this Anker Knife from Otter, and as I said, this is kind of a middle of the road model. It's not a luxury model, it's not a budget model. What I'm going to look at today is a budget model, but I'll put the two out together first of all because I want to show first of all the difference in size. Now this seems to be the kind of standard pattern of pocket knife, which they seem to make in an awful lot of different qualities. This is, as I say, the most basic quality, but also you'll see it's a bit larger. I'm not sure if the 3-inch rule is such a big thing in Germany as it is in the UK. So this is a basic finish. It comes in, it's made in stainless steel liners, stainless steel bolsters. It's very similar in construction to, say, this Taylor's Eyewitness, except it's a different blade shape. But again, you'll notice the difference in size there. Now I've put an awful lot of polish on this, sort of beeswax polish, and I've probably polished it maybe 20 times. A little coat, leave it dry, rub it in, do another coat, and so on. And it started to come up quite shiny. It used to be much drier than this. Now I asked Lee White at Taylor's Eyewitness what sort of wood this is, and he said that it's hardwood that comes from Spain in a box of 1,000 pieces. So I don't know really what it is, but this seems to be a very similar, slightly open-grained structure, and I will eventually get around to polishing this one as I've done with this one, and you know, it'll start to look quite nice, but they do come looking quite grey. This one's had a little polish on, but not very much. Now, the other thing that marks this one out as different from most of my Sheffield knives is that it's a Spearpoint. Put that around the other way so you can get the writing the right way up. Now, Sheffield knives certainly come in Spearpoints too. This is the basic Spearpoint from Arthur Wright. Obviously a little bit smaller, which has a lot to do with UK regulations. They do make bigger ones. I just don't happen to have one. I think that the wooden finish on the basic Arthur Wright, considering this is the sort of £19 Arthur Wright, is really very much nicer. Nickel silver bolsters and brass liners as well, which is also quite nice. But if you want a working knife, this or one of the Taylor's Eyewitness ones might be a better option, in that they're all stainless steel. Anyway, this knife, I say, it's got a slightly bigger blade, which makes it problematic in the UK. You'll see that this blade is about 3.5 inches long, and the cutting edge 3.25 or thereby. So carrying this in the UK would be potentially quite a problem. That being said, it's a very good shape and size of knife, and it's a real shame that that kind of cuts stuff. It's available in a number of finishes. I'm going to show you next time. We'll see one that's one up from this, but it's also available in things like pear wood and various other things, where it's known as the bee knife because it has a hexagonal shield on it with a bee on it. What that connection with bees is, I don't know if there is one or if it's just a marketing thing. I don't know. Fit and finish on this is okay. It's broadly similar to that Taylor's Eyewitness. The difference being that this is quite a bit more expensive in the UK than these basic. This is £22. This one here I think was more like 40. Now that may be a function of the fact that it's imported from Germany to the UK. It may also be that it's sold through this one was sold through Heine Haynes, who are not known for their budget pricing. But it's a nice knife, it's a good knife, very solid. And if you wanted a usable pocket knife, this is a really good model to have. Unfortunately, as I say, it's on the large side for the UK. I think you're running a risk that you don't really need to run when you could have a slightly smaller one from Arthur Wright or Taylor's Eyewitness, or any one of a number of other makers for that matter, that fall within the legal limit and won't get you arrested, unless of course you have a good reason for carrying this. My problem with the good reason thing is that it's hard to justify why you need a blade that's half an inch longer than the legal limit, a quarter of an inch on the cutting edge, that you couldn't use a slightly smaller knife for. It's not as though it's a particularly specialised knife that does a particular thing or is particularly useful in some way over another. It's just a little bit bigger, and that I think it would be hard to think what you would say to a judge when you're standing in court and he says, well, why did you need that knife, and why couldn't you have done with one that was quarter of an inch shorter in the cutting edge? Others may disagree, that's up to you. Anyway, I think this is a really good knife, and I think it's definitely one to recommend if you need a working knife, but bear in mind that size. Now, if you like this stuff, please give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see the rest of the Otter family, then please remember to subscribe and to ring the notifications bell if you want to see when they're coming. Thank you. Bye.